Gasoline is at its lowest price in ages, but it's also scarce in Nova Scotia. Some stations have it, some don't.
Very inconvenient for customers, but it's very disheartening for us as retailers because that's how we make our money.
I guess I'll be conserving my gas for a little while.
Atlantic Canada's busiest gas station on the corner of Yonge and Roby Streets in Halifax was out of gas.
I'm not quite sure why they can't, keep an adequate supply. I haven't heard of any disruptions in the refineries.
And this station wasn't the exception.
In my area, my trading market, half of the stations were out yesterday.
But there were lineups at this Wilson's in Lower Sackville.
It's been crazy busy all day, to be honest, and just a lot of people trying to come in and get all their gas before we run out, I guess.
Maureen McDonald heard the news, and she wasn't taking chances.
I thought I'd better come get my gas now.
While there were lineups here, this was the scene a couple of hundred meters up the road. This sign on every Irving pump. When Pierre Gagnon pulled in, his car was like the station, on empty.
I've got 16 kilometers left, yeah.
But just moments before Gagnon arrived, an Irving tanker truck arrived from, of all places, Prince Edward Island.
Are you going anywhere? You're going to wait till this guy finishes?
Yeah, I'm going to park there and wait. Yeah, that's the only alternative I have.
Imperial Esso is the principal supplier of gasoline to all retail gasoline dealers in Nova Scotia, regardless of brand. And this isn't the first time that motorists and gasoline dealers have had to grapple with shortages. We were told by one dealer that there have been 17 occasions since last winter of gas shortages in Nova Scotia. And Pace says this shortage has nothing to do with the price, it's some other reason.
At the old refinery, they have lots of storage, but the storage ran out, and the tanker's due in, I understand it's due in today.
There is a tanker in the harbor now at anchor, Irving's 37,000-ton Acadian. It has fuel on board, but there's no indication at this point that it's moving to Esso's Dartmouth terminal, next to its decommissioned refinery. And about 15 minutes after he arrived, Gagnon pulled up to the pumps and began filling up. And since Esso closed down its Dartmouth refinery 2 years ago, it's been bringing in gasoline and home heating oil by tanker from Montreal. We tried a couple of times to contact Esso with no success. We did the same thing. We tried to contact Irving, also with no success, to find out about the ship in the harbor. If it is discharging gasoline in Dartmouth, it's going to take some time before it will be distributed throughout the province. Now, some may ask, why is not gasoline coming out of the St. John refinery, Irving St. John refinery? We were told today by gasoline dealers that it's a very high-grade gasoline with ethanol in it, and many of the service stations in the Nova Scotia area are not capable of dealing with ethanol in gasoline, so it becomes a problem using that product, and it may explain why Irving had to bring gasoline in from Prince Edward Island to fill up that station in Lower Sackville that we were talking about. Bruce?
Really interesting. Thank you, Rick.
You're welcome.